Hey everyone, it's Bankai Kingdom back at you again with another video. It's actually been a long time since I did a voice kind of video, like where I talk about stuff. I know I did a stream not too long ago, but I haven't done a lot of voice videos, and I want to start doing more of them. So I want to talk about something. Well, to be specific, I want to talk about two animes. One I recently finished, not like recent 2023 finished, but like starting late last year and a little bit into this year watching. And judging by the thumbnail, you probably already guessed it. It wasn't My Hero, because I started My Hero like literally after I watched Dragon Ball for the first time. But Naruto was the series, I should say, that I recently started watching. And watching Naruto grow up, and I just want to say this: Naruto and My Hero are after recent watches, my top two favorite animes due to the way they both are written. I think they're phenomenally written. Actually, watching Naruto doesn't make any sense how we got to where Boruto is. Not in terms of like progression, but like in terms of just, in my opinion, how lackluster Boruto is. Like, Naruto had all these journeys of growth, and it was just amazing. And I think that's one key factor both My Hero and Naruto have, is that both have two main characters that are relatable beyond understanding. Deku, the reason he's probably going to be one of my top favorite main characters by the time the anime ends is because if you start My Hero and just keep going and going, watching Deku progress, and I know there's like this controversial topic out there about characters earning versus being given power. Yeah, Deku was given power, but he had to work hard to make the power his, like to make it his own. So I don't really count Deku as being, just being gifted power. I count him as working hard to get it. Yeah, he's got quirks that have been given to him by other users, but did he master them when he first got them? No. It took time and training for him to master those. Same with Naruto. Like, there are some jutsus that he had to be taught. And it was just amazing watching Naruto grow to where he is now, even though he lost Kurama and was nerfed pretty bad. I'm just going to leave Boruto out of this because the main factor for me that I want to talk about in terms of Naruto is Shippuden. Because I think Shippuden is a phenomenal written story in terms of Naruto. Like, seeing him grow up from a kid to where he is in Shippuden was it's honestly put me at a loss for words that I didn't grow up with Naruto, even though he was around probably even longer than Goku was. And I kind of regret not watching Naruto sooner, because I wasn't expecting this series to impact me the same way My Hero did. And another key factor that My Hero and Naruto have is that both of their supporting characters can instantly become a favorite of yours. Like, for me, in Naruto, my favorite character, in my opinion, outside of Tsunade and Itachi, is Gaara. Because Gaara literally almost grew up the same way Naruto did. Everyone hated Gaara because of the Jinchuriki that was inside of him, and has had several assassins tried to kill him even as a child. And when Gaara finally thought he found somebody, it turned out that he was assigned to kill him too, and it just broke Gaara and made him into an incarnation of rage and revenge, until he met Naruto, and I think it was a tournament. In the comment section, please correct me on that if Naruto met Gaara in a tournament, because I think he did. It's been a while since I've gone back and actually rewatched in terms of analyzing Naruto, but I'm just going to assume they met in a tournament, and Naruto was literally telling Gaara that they kind of are the same in terms of the way they grew up. Both were hated because of the power they inherited, and they were both alone pretty much. And just seeing that growth between them, and then the episode that really got to me, that really sold me on Naruto being a top priority to finish, was that when Gaara almost died, Naruto's reaction just, in honesty, left me speechless. Like, the voice acting, I watched it in the dub version, by the way. The voice acting and the whole situation in terms of Naruto's emotions was just downright godlike writing. I'm sorry. And this is just a personal take of mine. Everyone else's reaction was, everyone else that was there when Naruto was reacting to Gaara's death, I don't think they understood how much Gaara meant to Naruto in that point in time. Like, Naruto was literally both enraged and in tears when this happened to Gaara. And another character I want to talk about in Naruto that literally hits the same notes is Itachi. Itachi literally slaughtered, I think it was the entire clan. Like I said, it's been a while since I've gone back and analyzed certain episodes, so just try to bear with me, and feel free to correct me in the comments. I'm open to all criticism, and if I need to be corrected, I will accept that. But Itachi literally slaughtered his entire clan, including him and Sasuke's parents. And spoiler warning for the people that don't know the real reason behind that may have not watched Naruto to Shippuden yet. The reason Itachi did it was because if he didn't, Sasuke would be killed. And the parents didn't even blame Itachi for it. They just let Itachi do what he had to do in order to protect Sasuke. And it's just like, wow. I never expected to be blown away by Naruto when I first heard of it. I'm gonna be honest. I thought Dragon Ball was gonna be my end-all be-all type anime until I watched My Hero, of course. My Hero was my second anime that I started. But yeah, back on topic. Another character that really hit the same notes for me was Tsunade, and the reason I say that is, if you watch Tsunade's backstory, literally all the love interests she had were just taken away from her. Yeah, she wasn't as lonely as Naruto or Gaara, but everybody experiences loss, and some people take it heavier than others. Like, nobody took Jiraiya's death heavier than Naruto or Tsunade, I mean. And that was another very, very impactful moment, Jiraiya's death. The relationship between Jiraiya and Naruto and then it leading up to that point where he dies by pain. That's how you freaking write a villain. Like, villains, in terms of like the watcher's eyes, are supposed to be hated, but some villains that are written these days, they don't have that same feel. However, in Naruto, pain literally gives you a reason to hate him because of the things he did. And not just Pain, the Akatsuki too. Like, I know I just said Itachi was one of my favorite characters. Of course, I'm talking about the Akatsuki outside of Itachi. And Naruto Shippuden is just a roller coaster of emotions, I'll put it that way. Seeing, like, freaking Itachi fighting Sasuke, and then the way their fight ended in the death point, and Sasuke's face, it was like Sasuke couldn't even hate him when they met again after Itachi died the first time when they fought. Sasuke's face was literally like, I want to hate him, but I can't. Another very well written character, in my personal opinion. I know he's been memed on a lot, but I want to talk about Obito. Obito is definitely up there with the most relatable characters and one of the most well written ones. Because he literally was trying to prove himself to Rin. At least that's the vibe I got from watching his backstory. And then seeing him die the way he did was just so sudden, and it caught me off guard, because I low-key like Obito more the more I watched his backstory. And I honestly wanted him to survive and have a little redemption with Kakashi, but Obito's sacrifice was necessary, to be quite frank. And it was a necessary death. So I say all this about Naruto to say this. By the off chance you watch my channel or see this video, please give Naruto, starting from the kid version to Shippuden, a watch. It's gonna feel like you're watching One Piece in terms of length, but I promise you, it's worth it. It's worth it. It's not gonna be like Boruto, where the fillers aren't really worth it, just to be honest. But I heard the filler arcs for Boruto end this month, I think, so not too much longer. But yeah, Naruto Shippuden and obviously the kid version of Naruto, both shows are great. I say shows because I watched them on Crunchyroll and they were both separate. So I'm assuming of course they're in the same universe. Crunchyroll just has them separate. I'll just say that. Now to talk about My Hero. I wish I should have done more videos on My Hero when I first watched it. Like, do reactions to certain episodes when they would come out, because by the time I started watching it, season 4 was just getting started and getting new episodes. But I was binge watching it like crazy, and still to this day, season 3 is my favorite season. And that might be a little bit biased because of my personal take that the season 3 theme song is the best. Like, if you haven't listened to it, I'll be sure to put it. I think there's a video about it on YouTube. I'll put the description of the song I'll put the link in the description of my video. Sorry, got my words backwards. Anyway, let's move on. I think outside of Todoroki, Deku is definitely my favorite character. Only because I relate to Deku more than I thought I would, sort of like in a Spider-Man sense. Because Deku is, he's not trying to juggle two different lives like Spider-Man is. Like some of us do in real time, try to juggle two different lives. What I mean by that, when they're both relatable to me in the same sense, is their struggles. Like, if you watch Marvel and seen Spider-Man's arc to where it is now, Spider-Man's lost Iron Man. He's lost Aunt May. He had to make his girlfriend and best friend forget him so they could be safe. And he's literally on his own. Spider-Man gave up a lot to save a lot. And sort of like with Deku, who gives a lot to save a lot, like even goes as far to almost destroy his whole body just to save people. And it's just amazing how much Deku does for others. That it's really inspiring seeing him, no matter what happens, he does not quit. Like, I remember in episode, I think this was episode 1 where this happened. It could have been in episode 2, so forgive me for getting the episodes mixed up. It's been a while, like I said before, with Naruto, that I've gone back and rewatched stuff from the beginning. In episode 1, where All Might just, after everything Deku's been through, like being chewed out for trying to save a life, like on top of saving a life, it was someone he considered a friend, even though Bakugo never treated him as a friend. Deku wanted to save him anyway. And it's that selflessness that makes Deku a true hero. And when All Might comes around the corner and tells Deku that he can become a hero, that honestly shook me to tears, because seeing Deku struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle and seem to only find setback after setback after setback, he desperately fights trying not to be a failure. And that's why I think My Hero and Naruto they get a lot of credit to this day, don't get me wrong, but they get credit for sometimes the wrong reasons, especially My Hero and the community it has. My Hero deserves more credit in its writing and its story, not just for relationships to see this character end up with this character. That's not the point. The point is to see Deku's story and how he becomes the world's greatest hero. And I think people are just blinded by seeing a character end up with a certain character that they forget that. And I guess just for a little sidetrack real quick, in case anyone's curious, my favorite characters go like this in terms of writing. It's Deku, Todoroki, Bakugo, if you read the manga. And I know that's the general big 3, but I can't explain no further other than the writing. Sorry about that. And number 4 would be Mirko, and 5 would be Ochako. Those are my top 5 favorite characters, in my personal opinion. Mirko is just a comfort character, I'm just going to be honest. But, yeah. Now, one character that sits above all those I've named, even though he's not in my list of favorites, one character in terms of writing that stands above all of them is Dabi, or as he's known now as Toya Todoroki. So, the reason I say that is, recently in Season 6, you see Dabi's backstory, and all he wanted to do was prove himself to his father and help his father achieve his dream of surpassing All Might. And because of Toya getting burned, Endeavor just shut all that down. And if you, I doubt any My Hero fan has not seen season 6 yet, so we all know the Todoroki backstory, but we never seen it animated like this. Like, I've never disliked the character this much as I do Endeavor after seeing the backstory again. I'm sure the redemption arc is going to redeem him somehow, but it's gonna take a lot of work for Endeavor to be redeemed, or even for me to consider him a likable character, to be honest. And yeah, I say all that to say this. This is a hot take, but in terms of writing, My Hero and Naruto surpassed Dragon Ball by a lot in writing. And the reason I say that is even the villains are some people's favorite out here. Like, the villains just have incredible writing in both of these stories, in referring to My Hero and Naruto. Villains in those two animes I just said have more depth and just more interesting plot than people like Frieza or Frieza. Definitely, I think Cell is a pretty good, interesting villain. So, and his plot is good. So the Cell arc is safe in terms of being compared. But Frieza compared to all of My Hero and Naruto's villains, Frieza is just blown out of the water. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, Frieza's evil and all that stuff, but that's all it is. He's just evil. There's no other interesting reason why, other than he just hates the Saiyans. Cell had a reason. And Cell, to me, has the only interesting plot in terms of a villain. Outside of, yeah, that's basically it. Just Cell being one of the most interesting villains. Yeah, he's not one of the strongest, especially by in today's Dragon Ball terms, but he's definitely a more interesting one. And if we're going into manga terms, I think Moro gave me Cell vibes, so I definitely say he was a step in the right direction in terms of the type of villains Dragon Ball needs to even have villains comparable to My Hero and Naruto. But in terms of just main characters as a whole, Dragon Ball's roster is interesting. And they're definitely up there with the My Hero roster and the Naruto roster. But in terms of the villain roster, Dragon Ball just loses, like, by a lot. By Cell and Moro only being the two interesting villains they have. And I know what some people might say, like, what about Majin Buu? Or Kid Buu, more famously known. Kid Buu just wanted to run hands with everybody. And that was pretty much it. Yeah, he was an entertaining villain to watch, don't get me wrong. And DBZ was definitely, in terms of writing, was definitely a lot better than Super. Super had great fights, don't get me wrong, but that's not all Dragon Ball is or should be. And if you don't understand that, watch Dragon Ball Z and then you might understand what I mean. And Dragon Ball Super Superhero was a step in the right direction. Cell Max, in terms of plot, wasn't an interesting villain. But in terms of, like, bad guy entertainment, like, in terms of action, he was a great villain for the Chaos type. But what I mean by Dragon Ball Superhero was a step in the right direction is that the other characters got more spotlight. Heck, there's even a current manga arc for Super right now talking about Goten and Trunks being the main leads. And I support that. I definitely think we should see more of Goten and Trunks, the sons of Goku and Vegeta. Because they're going to be next up if Goku and Vegeta inevitably, well, not inevitably, because we don't know if they're going to be around forever or not. Goten and Trunks may have to defend Earth one day when Goku and Vegeta aren't around. And Superhero teased that Broly was gonna be like the Goku for everybody, like not the man to take charge, but like in terms of power, he would be the Goku of everyone. Or in today's terms, I think Vegeta is stronger than Goku in Ultra Ego. I think so, because the more damage Vegeta takes, the stronger he gets. So, by logical terms, I think Vegeta would be stronger than Goku in today's terms. But if you guys think otherwise, please again let me know in the comments. I do want to know everyone's opinion about the video I made today, and I would love to talk to you guys about this in the comment section. So do not be afraid to release any opinions in the comments. I'm open for any type of anime discussion. Heck, if you want to collab with me, I'll leave a link to some of my socials down in the description in case you want to do a collaboration video or something like that. But yeah, in conclusion, My Hero and Naruto are definitely running the show right now in terms of my favorite animes. I would say the way my list has been altered, it goes My Hero, Naruto, Dragon Ball, and Dragon Ball's tied right with Bleach and Fairy Tail. The reason it's tied with those two is because I just love action outside of good writing and outside of good character relatability. But yeah, guys, that's it for this video. Please let me know your description. I'm starting over my words, I'm sorry. Please let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe, share with fellow anime fans, and heck, even Marvel or DC fans, because I plan to do a video about Marvel and DC next, whenever I get time like this again. But yeah, take care of yourselves, and see you later.